Welcome to Psychonaut Sessions, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ultraverse Thursday with my co-host Aaron Conaway.
What's happening, everybody?
Hey, how are you, man?
Good. And this cover I actually like quite a bit.
Yeah, Mantra number 5. So this is a alternate cover or cover B variant cover, whatever. I think this was the original newsstand.
Oh, interesting. That's the one I actually I did have.
Yep. But I saw this one on mycomicshop.com, and now just like, oh, that's kind of fun.
The better
Get
pick.
that Wile E. Coyote kind of character on there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, this was actually pretty interesting because we get to see, Terry Dotson's been very heavily focused on like the female form,
right?
Which is what he's very well known for. But we get very heavy cartoon leaning into this issue that I'm excited to get into.
Yeah, well, and speaking to my point in our Prototype 3 episode, where it's hard for me in some of these covers to tell you what happens inside. This one's not that. I mean, this is the exact opposite. I can definitely tell you what happens based off of that cover, and that's cool to me. I like a kind of the cover being the calling card of what you're going to get inside.
Yeah. Actually, Mantra's been pretty good about that. The covers have been fairly simple, but a lot of them are pretty indicative as to what's happening. Like the previous one, her in Boneyard or in Wedding Lock,
Yeah.
They definitely are kind of hitting on, strong thematic elements.
Right, which I appreciate.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's dive in and see what's happening. And we got Mike Barr, writer, Terry Dotson, penciler, Rodriguez as inker, and our buddy Tim Eldred as letterer.
Who's letter all things all the time.
Oh, yeah. So I was a little confused at first in this splash page.
Yeah.
I thought this was actually a what is it in Ghostbusters?
That's exactly what I thought too.
Their ghost trap,
proton pack, situation happening.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, not the proton pack, but yeah, the Ghostbusters were about to catch a ghost, basically.
Yep. And it's this kind of just generic white guy. So I was like, what's happening? I don't understand. And as we move forward, it was still a little confusing. I had to kind of walk through it. Oh yeah, this is that.
The magic shop owner. Once they said his name, I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from the visual, I didn't.
Yeah, and it's referred to as a mystic pawn shop, and and he's this like key player in all things. And I guess they were trying to use a magical device that didn't work well. I don't quite recall what that was that didn't operate correctly.
Yeah, I know. Getting into Boneyard's realm.
Yeah.
That issue was just so rushed. Like the story, we talked about it in the episode that so much happens in that one issue.
Yeah.
That it didn't stick with me. What exactly? What's his name? Strauss? I can't remember what his name is. But how he screwed him over. But they're definitely of the mind that he screwed them over. I do like how Mantra surpasses his magic little thing here. I was like, oh, okay. I like that they're at least showing that she's learning magic. It's starting to seep through. Okay, yeah, he, she.
They. Might have to use they pronouns for Mantra.
Right.
So yeah, he's trying to use some other kind of magical artifact to defend, and she basically leverages that magic against him. They are learning how to use it. That's really cool. And it's basically so what are you going to kill? They basically just came to just say, hey, don't do that again. And that's pretty much it.
And I assume because he's so important, they don't just wipe him out, but...
Yeah, I have no idea. So they take off...
pages. Yeah, we get more pages of women bad, men best.
Yeah, and him, the War Strike just all handsy all over Mantra.
Which I can't tell if he's actually wanting a piece or if he's just screwing with Lucas.
See, they just screw. Yeah, I don't know. There are times when I think yeah, I think he's just messing with them, but also, crazy broad must be that time
right, and she's
for...
and Mantra's not even there to benefit from that. So it's like, well, okay, you do have a crush on Eden, who is the hottest piece of ass in Ultraverse
all
ever.
Ultraverse history. Yeah, they cannot express that enough.
And I say piece of ass because that's literally all that she this body, that's it. Like,
yeah,
Eden,
that's the way they treat
well, okay, no, that's not true. We're about to come up on something where I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
that Eden's actually more important than just being a body.
Right. Yeah.
And so we get a connection to Prime because Prime 4 or 5, there was this demon thing from Mantra number 4 that slipped through the dimensions to come into ours and takes possession of different doodles and cartoons.
Who is still a nameless demon at this point.
Still a nameless demon.
And oddly enough, possibly at this reread juncture, my favorite Ultraverse character.
Yeah, I can, at this point in the reading, very much.
It wasn't the case when I read it the first time, but in this reread, so far, I'm getting the most joy from this cartoon demon.
Yeah. So he goes into basically Wile E. Coyote, but Wile E. Wolf is what it's called in Ultraverse.
Because, IP.
Yep, and possesses. I actually thought this was Eden and the kids at first.
100% did too. I was so confused.
Yeah, I got really, really, really confused. But that's not. It's just random people, and he possesses the cartoon in the theater, and then whoop, that's how he teleports. Is like the whole wrap-up motif, which is a lot of fun to watch.
Love it. I love everything about the Wile E. Coyote stuff. All the Looney Tune reference, all the everything. All-time favorite thing that's happened in Mantra so far.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, in agreement. And then, so Mantra comes home, and I guess what happens is Mantra learns that the sword just goes down into this little ring thing that she can put on her belt.
I agree that it was a little confusing, though. I didn't know if it just disappeared or what.
Yeah.
But it seems to go into the gem.
And then comes home and apparently just left the kids again. And there was a sitter, and the mother, her mom, Eden's mom, is really upset and pissed off because you just keep abandoning your kids and being gone all night, and like, what the hell? And it's causing this conflict to go on. And if we remember the last couple issues, the boy knows.
Well, and oddly enough, the girl did too, but she seems to be just like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was, I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I think this is a different inker. The inking style is a little bit
I think
more...
it is. I don't think Jason Rodriguez did.
Yeah.
Well, I'll check my notes real quick while you...
It's a little bit more...
Yeah, Alvey's been the inker before this.
Yeah, it's more blocky, and I think I actually like it. I think and it really lends to the cartoony parts. Right. But I think I appreciate it more because there isn't as many heavy darks, and it allows the color to flourish a little bit more, I think. I like it. So I, I think this is where we actually get some of that backstory of Eden, and which they go into that motif again, where her boss calls her in and is saying, "Hey, do you accept my proposal for promotion?" And Lucas, of course, is like, "Oh yeah, he wanted me to sleep with him." And the guy's like, "No, really, we were trying to promote you for your skills."
Which this 2-page sequence I dug a lot because I was like, oh, so not everybody sucks.
Yeah.
It's in Eden's life as far as men go.
But I guess Eden works in a place where I guess I never realized where she worked before, but
she popped into work, but I don't remember what it was she actually did. She was working the phones or something. I can't remember.
And I guess it is Aladdin, or they work for Aladdin, but they're talking about Ultras needing to be registered and controlled. And they need Eden's help with that. So apparently she has some special skill set. And then this was kind of weird and heavily dramatic, though. She suddenly gets called away, and her friend from issue 1 needs her help because she's going to identify a body. And it's the body of the original guy that Lucas possessed.
Jumped into, yeah.
It jumped into before going into Eden. And then right after that, sees the body of the dude that Eden was sleeping with.
Yeah, which I don't actually remember him dying.
I don't either. So I was very confused.
I don't know if it was that rushed issue. I think it may have been. Like, before she went to show up, before Mantra showed up to her ex-teammates, one was a dog or whatever. Like, all those sequences happened so fast, I retained very little of it. So he must have died there.
Yeah, I think there was an implication that something happened to him. I don't think they showed anything. But definitely we're having to make some leaps here. And then she just leaves her friend. She's like, I gotta go, bye.
Which tracks for Lucas, because, I mean, he keeps bailing on the kids, too.
Lucas only cares about trying to get out of this body. That's the only thing he cares about.
Yeah.
And Mantra's flying away, and then here we go. Wily Wolf throws a freaking weight.
And a freaking anvil. And I honestly fully don't understand how Mantra's not dead.
Well, you see her body imprint. I mean, because it's cartoony, so cartoony rules kind of apply when he's trying to attack her. And maybe that's something that, as long as he's going to be cartoony, he's not going to be able to.
As well.
Yeah, it's going to be like Wile E. Coyote trying to hit the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And this was kind of weird because I didn't actually realize it was her laughing at first. I thought it was actually him laughing, but she is.
Yeah.
But he reveals that he's the demon, and she's just like, what? So all these kids because they're out by a school, and all these kids start coming out, and of course, one of them happens to be Eden's daughter. This was kind of fun. She throws that ring, and then it unlocks as soon as it hits him, and the sword goes into his. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Tons of fun. And then the kid immediately starts trying to pick it up, which is kind of weird. And then it looks like night all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Something odd that the colorist did there. I think that they didn't realize that this was a transition, I guess, because it looks like it's pure daytime and the kids were at school.
Right. It's a long run from the schoolhouse to that fight.
Oh man, yeah. Is that just a coloring mishap?
I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah. All right, so the mother, or Eden, it's nighttime and is like trying to get the kids to go to bed. They're fighting over a comic or a magazine, and it's Ultra Monthly, the magazine that Malibu put out. So it's like a magazine, and Mantra is in it, and she's like, oh, well, that's where the guy is going to appear. That's where the demon is going to appear, because that's an appearance of Mantra, so the demon is going to go there.
Yep.
And this I thought was weird, because it's about Mantra, and he's like holding it open like a pinup, and it's like, it's his mom, dude.
Oh, he doesn't know Mantra is his mom.
I know, but Mantra's his mom. It just was weird.
I don't understand why everybody that knows who Eden is doesn't, and has seen Mantra, doesn't know. But it's kind of like Clark Kent in glasses with Superman. So
yeah. And another weird thing was, so she's doing this photo shoot, the model posing as Mantra, and like, what the hell? It's like a 2x4 that she's straddling, I guess. Oh, to make it look like that she's like in the sky. I guess. Right. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so technically he's not looking at his mom, he's looking at the model.
Yeah. And then when Mantra shows up to that, because of course all like magazines will put the address of the exact studio and room number that the models are taking their pictures in, because they publicize that. So she finds it without any kind of Google Maps or MapQuest. And
it's magic.
I know. And this guy is a total skis bucket. And then through the TV, of course, the demon pops through and he pulls her in to the cartoon world because he realizes things aren't going to work in the real world. So I got to pull her into the cartoon world. Which
is freaking awesome.
Yeah, this was the best part. We get an Elmer Fudd motif. Just even talking like, well, hey, saying mantra instead of mantra.
Yeah. All the subliminal, you're dead on the cape. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all of this.
Yeah, I can't complain about this entire sequence in any way, shape, or form. The rolling thing, rolling her flat. The fact that like he rolls her up after she's flat to mail her off, and then she does the, blow myself back up thing. Oh, I love it. Love it.
Starts learning how to or realizing that, it's cartoon logic. I have to start playing his game.
Yep. And then he's getting ready to throw her into the portal, but
does the classic Daffy Bugs.
Yeah.
Switcheroo.
Yes, no, yes, no, no, yes. And then he's like, I'm going in. And she's like, so that was perfect. Perfect way to end it. And he's like, what that mantra, and then she goes back to the real world.
Possibly my only real complaint, other than the typical, it's just getting boring of like women at the beginning, is that this ends so abruptly. Like it's just we're done.
Yep, bye. And then he's in front of Boneyard, and Boneyard's like,
this is your form.
Yep.
Which I dig that because it means maybe we're going to get more Wile E. Coyote demon. But this is by far my favorite mantra issue.
Yeah, I would have to say so. Yeah, I think I agree. Diane finally got a female to write in.
Oh, wow. I didn't read the mail.
Yeah. Nothing huge. Just like the book, but Diane kept asking, come on, where's all the ladies? Where's all the ladies? Kept saying that in the previous issues, and she finally gets one. So that was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't have too much else to say about it.
Nope.
But
at this point, I would have picked up the next issue.
Cool. Yep. Same.
I don't know that would have actually that's I still would have picked up this issue based off last issue because, like I said in that last episode, of the last Mantra episode, I dug the story. It was just super rushed. I wish it would have been 2-3 issues.
Yeah,
so I would have picked this up, and then this would have made me still in.
Yeah. Right on. Well, cool. Thank you so much for going through it with me. Ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and go support Aaron's stuff, support mine. Links are all in the description. Take it easy out there and keep it psycho.